Today we are continuing our adventure between worlds in many worlds, and where we last left our heroes, they dealt with a vampire as well as dealing with Argyle, the bat creature that's been jumping worlds with them and started this whole thing. And our boy, Rowan, has been bit by a vampire, the master of Argyle. Right before we jumped into this world being science fantasy, where an experiment is amuck on the street and an official dignitary is involved. What happens next? Let's play to find out. Welcome back to the channel, gamers. This is the Sacred Art of Gaming, where we love talking about tabletop gaming, playing some tabletop games, and today we're playing many worlds. A lot of fun. So, boy, oh boy, are we in quite the pickle. There's a little bit of cleanup from last session. Just so you are aware, I did do more of an official level up, where you'll notice every character has one more HP, that being like the leveling up that's actually stated in many worlds. And then also, instead of giving them a new skill, I allowed them to increase an existing skill. I didn't feel like there was anything from the last world that was needed to be added. So yeah, here we are, jumping in to this science fantasy world. And let's just kind of set the scene here. What kind of science fantasy world are we thinking? I'm thinking like Magitech. It says street, it says experiment amuck, and an official dignitary. I'm kind of picturing something that is on the fancier side. Everything on the surface seems pretty good. Pretty good. People are in kind of maybe like Final Fantasy VII, depending on where you live, or another Final Fantasy for that matter. The houses look somewhere between fantasy and modern. The clothes that people are wearing is like somewhere ambiguously between fantasy and modern. But people still use things like swords. Maybe even that League of Legends show that I just can never remember the name of could be like, if you're in the higher place, not the low place. So yeah, that is what happens. And then we go through the portal, and we are very concerned because Rowan was bit in the neck, and we're trying to figure that out. As we're trying to figure that out, an explosion goes off in the distance. And it kind of sends a shockwave, and people start to panic. Everyone's running around. As we come through the portal, we'll even say that probably the police, what would the police look like in this? I think the police would almost be dressed like almost modern cops, but instead of them having a gun, they have a sword. Yeah, they kind of have like armor, and they're wearing mostly black, but they've kind of got like almost like a Kevlar type armor that covers their chest, maybe their shoulders, the most sensitive parts where all the good stuff is. And they see us, they are immediately putting two and two together between us coming through the portal and the explosion that takes place seconds later, and we are just a hot mess. So they immediately take us in. As they take us in, there is an official or a dignitary that comes in to interrogate us. And during all of this, Rowan is hurting. Rowan is hurting really bad. And something that I'm very curious about for Rowan's situation, he has the vampire bite. Do we think that it is a definite thing that he is going to become a vampire? Or do we think it's more of like he just might die? I kind of like the idea of that being up to fate more so than me just deciding. I enjoy not having control. I don't know, it makes it feel like more of a game for me when I solo play, personally. Alright, I don't want like a yes and or a yes but in this situation. I really just want to, and this is a single D6, we'll say this is even. Is he going to die? Or is he dying as opposed to becoming a vampire? So we'll say 1, 2, and 3, this is potentially dying. 4, 5, and 6, becoming a vampire. Oh, it's becoming a vampire. Very interesting. Oh boy, that That is very interesting. Okay, so we are all being held here. Rowan is becoming a vampire. And we'll have to figure out what that is going to look like for the story. Probably between this session and the next. And as the dignitary is trying to ask, they're asking us questions. We'll say this dignitary, are they male or female? Odd male, odd female. So female dignitary, dressed in these very elaborate robes, like white and gold, we'll say. She introduces herself as someone who's very important in this city and also oversees what's going on in the building where the explosion happened, and she can't help but notice that we appear around the same time that the explosion happens. She thinks that maybe we sabotage the building, maybe there was like some freedom fighters, not to go back to Final Fantasy VII too much, and maybe she thinks that we're a part of that. She thinks we're a part of that, and then maybe we use some type of magitech where we teleport it out. We are very lost, very confused. We don't know what the hell is happening. We're trying to convince her that, no, our friend needs help. Our friend was bit by a vampire. Would we even say that? 50-50. Would we say that 1, 2, 3 is no? 6, yes we would. So yes, we explain the whole vampire thing, and maybe in this world she's like, you know, we've dealt with the vampires. The vampires haven't been around for decades. Ellen is going to do her best to try and convince this dignitary that we had nothing to do with it. This is going to be her personality. Is she at disadvantage for this? Probably. I think she's probably going to use an advantage just to balance that out. All right, let's see. Can she convince the dignitary? Very good, very good. So that is an 8. So yes, she reluctantly believes them. Especially the way Rowan is like, I need something's happening. Qasim actually, does Qasim understand what is happening? He's got monster lore, so maybe. Wrong dice. Yes, Qasim does. Qasim's like, yeah, I think our friend here is turning into a vampire. He's been bit by a vampire, and they're like, well, if he is a vampire, then this is a whole nother problem now. It's like, if he's turning into a vampire, we must get rid of him immediately. And we're like, he's our friend, though. We can help him. We promise. We just need to heal him. We need to do something. If you can allow me to heal him, he's like, I have some magic that I could use. She's like, no, we will have our medics come in and deal with both of you, because Qasim has some injuries as well. We'll say their medics are probably capable. We'll say a 6. We'll just do a roll for both of them across the board here. Almost a really good one. So that one's for Qasim. And just barely for Rowan. So that's gonna heal a wound on either one of them. Something I'm kind of playing around with in my head right now. As messed up as this is. Does Rowan lose control and bite one of these medics? I kind of like the idea of, as twisted as I am, vampires have been gone, and now we're gonna like inadvertently bring back the vampires on top of anything that has happened here. Gonna roll in the oracle here. Does Rowan bite? 5. No and. Not only does he not bite, but they are actually very concerned about him biting, and they put kind of like a muzzle on him before they deal with him. So now he has a muzzle. I also gave him a torch from the last world because the other two got the holy symbol and the holy water. So boy, oh boy, we are in quite the pickle here. That is nice of them to help. The dignitary does believe what we're saying. Do we have a name for this dignitary? I feel like we're gonna keep saying dignitary. Oh, and maybe there's battle robots, reptilian, or these brute creatures, floating magicians, cat-like humanoids, and star elves. Very cool. We'll say that she's a star elf. We'll just do a flip on an existing name here. We've got Tigorna. We'll say Tigana. Tigana the star elf. I think she's going to be important for this world hop in this story. We are still being held captive. They exit the room, and they're talking after we've been healed here. Is Ellen So Ellen has thievery. This may be another, like, she might burn both of her advantages right out the gate. She's at disadvantage because she is, like, handcuffed, so to speak. She's gonna see if she can, like, pick the lock and get free. And this is a 6. That is a 7. We are good. So Ellen's becoming a badass. Ellen, she gets herself free. She's kind of looking around. She looks to see if, are they noticing? Are they paying attention at all? And she does release Qasim. And man, do they want to release Rowan? That being a good question. He's like still kind of out of it and transitioning to being a vampire. Oh boy, yeah, that's tough. We'll leave it up to O, one of my new favorite systems. We'll say the option, the obvious, the option, and the odd. Obvious, she releases him. The option being that she releases him and takes off the mouth guard, and then the odd, she leaves him. That is the option. She removes both. She releases him and she takes the mouth guard off. So he is like kind of free, but he's still kind of grunting. Oh, God, it hurts so much. Something's happening. Qasim's like, yes, I think you're turning into a vampire. We will cross that bridge when we get to it. First, we need to get out of here. And Rowan, he probably has like some senses going on right now that I kind of like the idea of that. He doesn't really have anything that exists here that's like a notice or something. We'll just say he gets it as he's getting these like potential vampire powers. He overhears the Dignitary, Tigana, talking to someone. And he's like, the experiment they're talking about, it's something that it's her fault. It's her fault. Tigana did it. She's responsible. It's a creature they're experimenting on. And there's a lot of fun creatures in this world. Kind of like the idea of it being like either a green tiger or a reptilian. We'll see when we get there. They're like, okay, we need to figure out how we're going to get out of here. Qasim, is he able to access anything from within the room? Probably not. But he does have a multi-tool. So let's say they got to get air in there, right? So maybe as they are distracted and she's trying to figure out like what the hell is going on, all of them go into the vent, which we'll say is sneaking, thievery. So we'll start with Ellen because she's the sneaky one. And she used her second advantage already. So yes, she's got it. No sneaking here by Rowan. And I would consider maybe giving him something more, but because his transformation, I feel like that would cancel out. So that's 2 out of 3, but we'll just see. Yeah, oh, Qasim crushes it. Qasim. Someday I'll say that name the same way every time. Okay, cool. So they are now in the vent. They did an excellent job. And they have now escaped this strange facility, and they're kind of aware of what's going on, where the Dignitary is potentially trying to pin this experiment that just went terribly on us, which is why we know we need to get out and we need to escape. So we get outside of the building, we try to keep our cool, we're walking around, but we probably stand out quite a bit. As we're going down the street, maybe we hear, this is going to be like a interesting, like the duality of this creature. I kind of like the green tiger because the green tiger is like really out there. So yeah, this green tiger is also freaking out the same way Rowan is freaking out. But we'll say the green tiger is just much more destructive. So there's all kinds of like cops that are focused on the green tiger, and they're like trying to attack it, and maybe they're even shooting at it with some interesting looking magical, almost somewhere between like a crossbow and a gun, but it's shooting energy. And they're just like, open fire, take it down. And the green tiger just, where is the Dignitary? Where's Tigana? She did this to me! This green tiger continues to leap from building to building and is just causing a lot of destruction in its wake. Meanwhile, we're trying to keep Rowan together during all this. What would we do? Would we like, are we viewing this government as a problem and maybe we're trying to, like, help this green tiger creature? Maybe. And you know what? Let's say Kasim, he uses his little science scanner here. Yeah, he uses the scanner. So this is going to be computers. Excellent roll. We're crushing it today. Now, does this green tiger have any of the same energy that Argyle has on him? I think that's a good question to ask. I think I kind of want to roll doubles here on the Oracle, 1 through 6. And I'm going to say likely, so a 3 and a 4. So yes, he does. So he pulls up the scanner and Kasim's like, very interesting. This creature we may be able to use to jump. And the three of them are kind of trying to talk through it and figure out how. Rowan is like, what do you... He's obviously struggling. They have like no downtime ever. Which maybe this would be a good time to have some downtime. But first, let's deal with this situation. He thinks that maybe how Argyle had the same energies and he was able to get the device off of Argyle, kind of piecing this together in hindsight. Maybe with the piece that he got from Argyle, maybe he can use some of the energy from this creature and use that to get to the next place. I feel like that's in line with Slider's logic. There's always some weird backwards explanation, but sure, yeah, we'll go with that. But I like the idea of it being linked. So they're like, I think everything's pointing towards us helping this creature. I think we should do that. So how would we go about doing that? Given our current circumstances, Rowan is struggling. I think we're gonna do kind of like a sneak attack. They have no idea that we're here, and I think we should probably do something to help take out these guards. Say the group of guards as a whole probably has like 5 HP, and I think Ellen would probably start us off with shooting her bow, which she's becoming pretty good at. She used it a lot last session, and yes, another great one. She has like, same thing I implemented last time with the sneak attack, I'm just adding an additional wound. So there's that. Rowan. Can Rowan get his stuff together to get in there and like attack? I think so. I think attacking is probably the main thing he wants to do right now. And maybe this is where he bites someone, and maybe we'll roll on that again. So yeah, we'll go ahead and we will attack. 9. Very good. Very good. Almost an exceptional. We might take him out in the first round here, which, I mean, I guess is kind of the point of a sneak attack. Can Kasim finish them off? Does he have anything? And we'll say maybe Kasim is holding Rowan's like broken shield right now because it still needs to be repaired. And he's going to use that as like a blunt weapon to take out the last guard that's left between the green tiger fighting them and then us in this like pincer movement on the other side. This would be a 8, right? 6. Would we use advantage? Probably. We got it. Rules as written, it doesn't say anything about doing it in hindsight, but sometimes I'm moving faster than I think, so I think that would be important to deal with that as efficiently as possible. Okay, so they take out the guards on the other side. Now I'm curious. Rowan. Does Rowan bite? And I'm just going to roll here. I kind of think it's going to be likely, given the circumstances. So many bodies, he's more free. 4. Yeah, man, and it being likely is what did it. So yeah, he, and maybe this is a big part of the transformation, becoming a vampire. He actually sinks his teeth into one of the guards that they all just kind of like knocked out. And we'll even say in his attack too, his attack was maybe more primal than it was previously. He didn't even use the hunting knife. He just kind of got in there and was like swiping them with his hands. Whew. So this green tiger, and maybe we'll do a flip on one of those names as well. Something that sounds primal here. We've got Sasquatchak. That might be a little too much. Tiger, Sasquatch, Sasquatchak. Tigrachak, Tyjack. When I don't roll on tables, this is how I actually make names. Tyjack, Grilak. Grilak is the name. Now we have another character. And, oh boy, okay. So we meet, and Grilak is kind of like, you helped me. You helped Grilak. Why? And Kasim looks at Grilak and is like, I think you and I can help each other. We have similar energies, and they tried to blame us for what you, or I guess the Dignitary, just did. And he's like, friend, can you tell us, like, 2 things? Maybe the first one first. Where can we go to hide and talk? And 2, what happened? Let's hide first. Does Grilak know a place? Does Grilak know a place? That is a good question. Say 50-50. 5. Grilak does not know a place. So that we're just kind of looking around like, oh god, we gotta go somewhere. They must have some type of sewer system or something. So, don't we have a crowbar? Duct tape, shield, plasma torch? We'll just do it with the knife. Rowan's still kind of out of it. So Kasim's kind of having to step up a little bit. He takes the hunting knife and he pries open like the sewer. And all of them get in there. Are they noticed? This will be, I think, another sneaking roll for sure. So Ellen is good. Rowan is 1 away. Kasim is good. And then I would even say our friend Grilak, it wouldn't matter, but because we got half. So yeah, half of us, well, all of us, jump in. Nobody knows where we went, and there's more people that are kind of coming around. There's like, oh my god, what happened? And also, in this case, we're leaving this world less off than the way we found it, given the circumstances. Now one of those security guards is turning into a vampire and potentially bringing back vampires in this world, which is a really cool, like, long-term story seed. I love the idea of that. We're in the sewers and we're talking to Grilak. Grilak explains that, we'll say, the Dignitary Tigana, the Star Elf, she has been experimenting on what she considers lesser beings. She's been trying to make a force, fighting force out of us. She's been trying to make us more powerful and more obedient. But my people are not willing. We'll fight. We'll always fight. And he's kind of fighting against, whatever crazy experiments happen. He's like, I might be the only one that escaped. It may still be exploding. And we're like, Kasim's like, oh, that's terrible. I feel for you. Would you be willing to help us escape to the next world? Grilak's like, in my culture, we have this saying called, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I need my back scratched first. And Kasim's like, oh, my people also have a similar saying. Why is it that your back needs to be scratched first, though? Can't you scratch ours? And he's like, no, it cannot. Because my part of the bargain must be done first. And that is, does he need to go back and try and free more people? Or is he more focused on trying to cause damage to Tigana and whatever this overarching government experiment type thing is that's going? We shall say that 1, 2, 3 is helping people. 4, 5, 6 is hurting people. 1, 2, 3, we are helping people. I think we could, using the sewer system, we'll rest. After we rest, we must go back and find any of my brethren that may be lost or trapped among the rubble and the explosion. I don't feel like we actually have time to rest. I think he would actually be like, we'll rest after, and then we'll escape. But we always escape in a rush, so we never get to, like, heal or anything. Yes, let's go now. We gotta go now because shit's still happening. All right, so we traverse the sewers, and we're looking for a good spot to end up close to this factory or place where people are being experimented on, this lab. Do we need to roll in any way in terms of, like, how good we are about getting there? I feel like it's kind of based on Grilak, who really isn't one of us. We'll say Rowan does his best to, like, help. Yeah, we'll say that with, like, tracking and his limited knowledge. And you know what, too? I think what we can do here is it'll be like an interesting support, like a group roll almost, but we won't roll the same thing. I think what's going to happen is Kasim is going to roll based off of his understanding of, his limited understanding of magic to get ideas to like where all of it is going, detective, and then his tracking. So Kasim first. Well, that was an interesting roll. 7, he gets it. We said detective. Oh, a really good roll for Ellen. Kind of wasted there. And then our survival tracking, which also gets it. Very cool. So we'll say that we actually, because we did so well just then, we get there fairly quickly, and we get there efficiently, and also in kind of like a good spot. We're in somewhat control of the narrative in the spot that we get into. So as the 4 of us, we kind of pop up, and there's, you know, all kinds of explosions going off, and maybe we even hear that Tigana, the Dignitary, we can hear that she is on premises. She's trying to somewhat deal with this personally. He brings us to where there's like these crazy like cages and test tubes where he thinks a lot of his people were. And when we get there, it looks like most of them are like dead or dying. How many? We'll say the lowest number out of the 2 that I roll here. How many are like not dead yet and are in the process of dying? 3. Okay, so Kasim can help. Kasim, he has many ways of helping. So he has medicine, bind wounds, Rowan. Yeah, so we'll say the 3 of us like split up. We split up and we try to do what we can. So we'll start with Kasim. He's actually just going to use, well, I guess medicine and magic is the same. We'll use magic because we're less likely to run out of that. He uses his Watre. 7 gets it. So he's actually stabilizing one of them with as the water magic washes over this crazy reptilian creature. Ellen has nothing, but maybe she uses his first aid kit, and she's going to use medicine that's going to make this... I forget if I said 7 earlier, but it's actually an 8 if you're untrained. No good. So she is not able to help this cat-like creature that she was just helping. So I said reptile cat. I don't think it was necessarily stated, but let's say Rowan is dealing with some other type of beast. Reptile, cat. What's the other one that's always in? Those are kind of the main ones, right? Those are the main. We'll say this other one is almost like an orc, very orc-like. And Rowan, first what I want to know is Rowan going to bite this creature? I'm going to say 50-50. Oof. Yeah, even odds. So yeah, he does. Instead of healing, he actually bites this orc. So now Grilak is like, no, what are you doing? You're supposed to be helping. Grilak grabs Rowan, and now the 2 of them, are they going to fight? And is there anything that the 2 of these guys can actually do about this? Did Ellen take that muzzle? Does she still have it? Probably. She probably does. I don't think we need to roll for that. I think she probably took it. So she's like, okay, this is enough, Rowan. This is really getting out of hand. We're making more problems than we're actually fixing. So Grilak is probably like peak. So he has a 6 fitness. Say these are Grilak's dice. So Grilak tries to... Yeah, Rowan has a 6 in fitness. So I think 4 is the highest. So Grilak attempts to hold him down, has an X, very good roll. It's going to be very hard for Rowan to compete with that, but we're doing opposed rolls here. He has a 6. Yeah, Grilak takes complete control of Rowan in this scenario, and this is a 6, by the way. Takes complete control of him, hold him, and Ellen puts the muzzle back on him, and he's like, are you sure we can trust your friend? Are you sure that we shouldn't just deal with him now? And Ellen and Kasim is like, no, he's good. Now that we have the muzzle on him, like, he'll be fine, we promise. And Grilak's like, oh, I'm gonna keep an eye on him. If we have any more problems, I will deal with it. And Kasim's like, okay, but we gotta work together. We can also see that it looks like some of these creatures may have escaped into a separate area. And we'll even say like Rowan with his potential vampireness, and he can see like the blood and stuff. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm dealing with this the best that I can. Oh, God, it hurts so much. Something is happening to me. I think you might be right, Kasim. I might be turning into a vampire. I don't know how to deal with that. But what I can say is that whoever did escape to this next area is over there and they're bleeding. They kind of smell like our friend Grilak. And Grilak kind of perks up and he's like, we must check this out immediately. And they're like, but wait, that's where the Dignitary is. The Dignitary Tigana is over there. So how do we want to deal with this? We'll say in this next scene we go into this area where there's like magical like test tubes and stuff, and there's stuff on fire and stuff is falling. But Tigana actually has, her being a star elf, maybe very good at magic, Tigana actually has this other green tiger, and she, maybe with ice, I don't know why, I'm thinking ice. With ice, she has frozen this green tiger so that only its head is visible, and the green tiger continues to kind of, it continues to break out, but she keeps like icing the green tiger. And maybe there's like a couple security guards too that are trying to like keep this green tiger captive. What do we do in this situation? Do we have sneak right now? Another group roll. We'll start with our sneaky lady here. Oh, not good. That is not good. Rowan. 7. He has not used any advantages. Let's use one, shall we? 3. Good. Kasim, also no sneak. I think it's probably important to get the sneak. We will advantage up front as we should. And boy, oh boy, not good. Our green tiger friend. Can he get us the sneak? 8! He does. That is 50% of our party currently. So we do get the sneak. There's nothing about double ones being a crit fail in this system, but a part of me is almost considering it being like an additional fail. Yeah, I think I'm gonna run with that. I think that's going to be a crit fail. So as we're about to sneak, and then Ellen, who's normally pretty good about this, she like kicks over like a tank or something that's holds something, makes the loudest ding 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 ding. Ellen is like, oh shit, and Tigana, the star elf, is like, over there! Roll a d6 to see who goes first. 6. NPCs go first. Hate that. So Tigana looking over to us, maybe because Ellen makes a noise, she just, as she's firing ice on this green tiger, sends out some shards of ice over at Ellen. Probably in line with a floating magician, we'll say. So yeah, we'll say this is 5 magic. Not good. Yeah, so she gets that. So Ellen takes a hit from these shards of ice. Our friend here, Grilak, is probably going to be the one to jump in next. And he's probably going to go right for Tigana. And I think I want to run this as more of like a... I don't know that I want to do this with a fight, for both the sake of time, but also like a dramatic task in a way. So, made a little bar graph here. And this is going to determine how quickly we deal with the situation. He, of course, is going to deal with this with brute strength. 5. And I think we kind of determined he had like a 4 or a 5. Yeah. So he jumps over and she's floating in the air and she's hitting with this ice and knocks her right out of the air. So he just jumps up and slams her down. This stops the ice on both parts. And he's like, he looks to the other green tiger who has a name, Bortan. Bortan, run! And Bortan is like, no, I can't. So this is going to go back to the guards now. The guards are going to probably try and do something against Grilak here. Guards, we'll say, have like a 7. And yeah, they hurt Grilak. And we're just kind of like looking around. We're like, is this the time to unleash Rowan? Should we let him? And we're like, yeah, but we'll keep we'll keep the mask on. They're like, Rowan, go. We need your help. Rowan this time pulling out the hunting knife and dives in to take down some of these guards. And he does not. He does not. He does still have an advantage. We'll use, now be our last advantage here. Ooh, still does not. No bueno. All right, but he's in there in the mix, just swiping at them with one hand. He's got the knife in the other, and he's like surrounded by all these guards, and there's explosions and stuff that are happening. And Ellen looks at Kasim and she's like, is there anything that you can do about the explosions? And he's like, yes, let me use some of this water magic. Doubles. We're not going to do a random event right now, but that's also an exceptional success. So he's helping a lot with the fire spreading, at least in this specific room. And we'll say for a random event, actually, as he does that, there's just like an explosion that just from another room. Doesn't cause more fire to undo what he just did, but it does kind of like shake things up. That being exceptional success gives 2. This goes back to the guards. So the guards now attempting to deal with Rowan. Very good. Well, not very good. Rowan takes another hit. And Kasim is like, hey, Grilak, we got your friend. Can we go? Are we good? And Grilak's like, no, we gotta deal with the Dignitary. And Kasim's like, that was not a part of the plan. So let's say Ellen is trying to like talk him out of trying to kill the Dignitary right now. And that is a 9. That is good. And I think that would also even work towards, because we're getting him to leave with us. She is not happy about that. She's like, no, you will not escape. You are my experiments. And she tries to uplift these like ice walls. 7. I believe we said, yeah, her magic is a 5. So yeah, she does that. I think that would probably like add another block or subtract one. We'll add one for now. So the team looks around and we're like, okay, what is the plan here? Kasim is gonna start, now that he's our friend Grilak is convinced, he's like, all right, I'm gonna start priming the escape. So he's going to use his computer device and computers. That is a 5, which is no good. No good. And Kasim's like, no. He's like, it's too volatile where we're at. We have to move. We need to get the hell out of here. So the security guards attempting to, they see Kasim trying to do some crazy stuff, so they actually go after him, and they do that. So now Kasim he's taking some hits as they go up to him with like batons and swords and these crossbow gun-like things that shoot energy. And he's like, I need help, we gotta get out of here. So Rowan fighting through his powers right now, he's actually gonna use fitness. He's gonna use fitness to try and grab Ellen, grab Kasim. We assume Grilak probably can handle his own, and we're gonna try and get out of this general vicinity because the magic technology blend is interfering with our instruments. 6, right on the money. We definitely front-loaded our good rolls in the beginning. Okay, so yeah, he does that. And they're like, yep, just don't bite us. And he smiles as he still has the muzzle. And he's like, Grilak, let's go. I forget Grilak's friend's name, but they are also coming with us. The security guards, back to them, they're firing at us as we are running away. We'll roll first. 4, no good. So they're like stormtroopers right now, just pew, 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 as stuff is just exploding as we're continuing to go down the hallway into an area that makes a little bit more sense. We'll say Ellen's gonna help him on this because we can't mess this up. Ellen's like, okay, Grilak, get close. I need to get close to Kasim as we're running and we're going down the corner. And Kasim's continuing to like plug in the coordinates of where they are and triangulating it on Grilak to use his energies to get them to the next place. So she's going to help. She's going to help with computers. And that is a 6. She is not helping, unfortunately. But she tries. She tries. So now, can he do his side of things with his computers roll? He needs a 6. 5. Damn it. No good. But Tigana actually appears. She kind of like, as mist, she does like, was it Misty Step? She Misty Steps in front of us and she goes, you thought escaping here was going to be easy. You thought you could just come into my world and cause a ruckus and just leave. Well, I have news for you. You're never escaping. And she tries to, she's like churning up a blizzard, which is gonna make things even harder for us to deal with our electronics. And I think she knows that. She's trying to interfere a bit. Oh, crit fail. That we just kind of determined is a thing. So as she's doing this, Grilak and his buddy, who's like Burr something, they're actually like, no! And as she starts to do the blizzard, they're hitting her and it messes up her spell. And as it messes up her spell, she actually freezes herself. She freezes herself, and the two green tigers, they're also like kind of frozen to her, but their full bodies are not, just their hands that were holding her. So Grilak is able to pull himself free, and they're in the process of getting the other green tiger free, who's not quite as strong, a little smaller than Grilak. And Rowan, everyone and their mother is going to help Kasim with this role, because they're like, we got to get the hell out of there, except for Grilak. So Rowan's going to try and help with his computer's role. Oh, very good. Very, very good. She is going, well, I guess it doesn't matter. So Kasim is going to have advantage now. Come on, Kasim, we need this. That is a 7. We are good. It is triangulated on Grilak as Grilak's trying to help his friend, and the portal opens up, and it pulls them to the next place. What is that next place? Let's find out right now. That next place, based off of my little table that I have here, we just left science, fantasy. We're going to fantasy. So we're getting almost all of them, except for supers. So that'll potentially be our last one in fantasy. But I think what's interesting is as they get there and they show up, Grilak is with them. And Grilak's like, what? No, where's my friend? Where is he? He still needs my help. Where are we? So that is a concern, but also let's figure out our opening scene for the next session. So our starting scene, 253, Destruction Store Institution. All right, Destruction Store Institution for what is probably going to be like our finale of Many Worlds. Man, that was a lot of fun. That was action-packed. So I had no idea that was going to go the way it was. And we kind of potentially have a fourth character in Grilak, or maybe he's going to be a hindrance. I don't know. We shall see in the next one as we continue to explore the sacred art of gaming together. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the fun YouTube things. I'll put links down below if you want to help the channel out in other ways is appreciated. And yeah, I'll see ya as Many Worlds continues in our finale together.